good evening. And today's topic is, excuse me, how not to create a character for the campaign. But I need to get around 10 pre-gens done for Sunday morning. So now it's technically Friday and I should get moving. So um, this isn't really a good tutorial. I'm just going to use some of my own methods to make up a cleric. And I like to use the word the priest more than the cleric. It reminds me of Judas Priest, one of my favorite bands. Okay, so I am going to start with 3d6. Okay, and this is totally unofficial, almost making up things as I go along, just so you know. All right. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write down strength, intelligence, wisdom, dexterity, constitution, charisma, and then COM for comeliness, and then P for perception. Comeliness and perception probably will be used in the campaign that begins on Sunday, but I thought, might as well add in those things for another campaign or something. So, first thing to do, choose type of character. We're going to start simple, human cleric, or human priest, whichever you prefer. So, first roll on 3d6, 12 for strength. And then, let me see, the second one is 10 for intelligence. And then I see a 10 for wisdom. That's not too good if you're a cleric, but it happens sometimes. You might not be the greatest cleric in the world, but hey, what can you do? Next one is a 6 in dexterity. Yay. And moving on from there, constitution, I see 9. Okay. Double checking. Yep, that's a 9. And then 531. Okay, that's not rocket science to figure out. That's another 9 for charisma. For comeliness, 7. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then for perception, which you can find in Dragon 133. It also appeared in White Dwarf before then. Yeah. So then I'm looking at 6 perception. All right. Well, now in the player's handbook, it says that you can raise, or actually that you need 2 15s. Okay, that's kind of like a minimum requirement for all characters. Okay, so just thinking of this right now, I'm thinking, okay, the player gets 2 15s and you get to choose where you put them. Okay, so that wisdom of 10 is going out to a 15. Okay, and then it's explained on page 9 of the player's handbook. Okay, so then following that, I need another 15 placed in there. Charisma is kind of tempting. Or a dexterity of 6, that's going to be a problem. Yeah, that's all right. 15 charisma. All right. So the guy's a little bit of a klutz. Nobody's perfect, right? Okay, so then that is kind of that step done. Next step, going to the Dungeon Master's Guide, and we're gonna actually I don't even need to go to the page. I know it off my heart. Page 100 in the Dungeon Master's Guide has ability score adjustments that are supposed to be for NPCs only, but since tonight I'm breaking all the rules. Why? Because I'd like to have fun, Yeah, for memory, just a +2 to the wisdom score. Okay, so this guy now has a 17 wisdom. Okay, and try not to use the eraser if you're doing pencil and paper. Just strike through and then add in the new number when the numbers change. The reason for that is that if you do things like that, if you make a mistake, it's very easy to backtrack and find out where the mistake was made. Okay, so a 17 wisdom. All right. Should humans get a bonus to their ability scores? I mean, that's a good question. It's kind of in keeping with the original intent of Method 5. Hmm. Tempting, but mm, mm. All right. Like I said, I'm making this up as I go along, so I have to think things through. Uh, Now we'll just leave it at that. Keep it simple and just use the official modifiers. Okay. So the next thing to do would be to determine the age of this character. All right. From memory, a cleric, or should I say a priest, begins with 18 plus 1d4 years. All right. So where's my d4? One of them here. Okay. And there's another one here too as well. All right. So I should have warned you guys before. These might be some of the weirdest characters that you've ever come across, and they're pre-gens too. Yay! So a 4 and 18 indicates that this character is 22 years old. Okay, which means that this character is in the mature age category, and then from there, because of being in the mature age category, +1 strength and +1 constitution, not making a huge difference here. All right, and then what else is there to do with ability scores? That's all that really comes to mind right now. I mean, if the guy's 7 feet tall, then maybe we can look something up that relates to that, but it's probably not going to happen. Okay, so just I'm staring at this, second guessing myself, trying to check that I've got everything done, and I think it's done for now. So strength 13, intelligence 10, wisdom of 17, dexterity of 6, constitution of 10, charisma of 15. Okay, and that's actually going to give a +1 bonus to the culiness score. Okay, so that becomes an 8 and a 6 perception. Okay, and in the campaign, comeliness and perception will probably not be used. But by noting them down, then this character can be used for other campaigns as well too. Okay, so next thing to do is to get the NPC tables from the Dungeon Master's Guide. All right. On the online AD&D site, the name of the file is just npc.htm. I like to encourage people to use the physical materials along with the electronic materials. So I would open that Dungeon Master's Guide on my desktop, but on my desk I don't have enough room for it, so I will go with the HTML version of that. All right, so give me a couple seconds just to hack the URL. Don't worry, it's not like real hacking or anything like that. It's a 3DMG. The reason for the 3 is that it was the 3rd book that was published. And then, let me see, npc.htm, that's where I need to go. All right, so I'm just simply going to scroll down to the first table, okay? Alignment. All right, so this character's alignment as a cleric, we're going to say cleric of St. Cuthbert will be lawful good or lawful neutral. We'll go with lawful good for now, okay? So instead of rolling on that table, all I have to do is just find a space here and then write in lawful good. Okay, then possessions or wealth. Okay, this kind of takes the place of social class. See page 82 of Unhooked Arcana. This is a simpler version. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to roll a d10. And an 8 indicates that this character is of the lower upper class. Okay, so I will write down LUC, lower upper class, and that means multiply the starting money by 2. Okay, so times 2 starting money, and then onwards to the next table. Okay. Age. Okay, actually, maybe we did age wrong. Not a problem. This gives more options for character age. So what I will do is go back to the age of 22, and then I will replace that with 9. Old. This character is old. Oh wow. Okay. So in human terms, old would be from 60 to 90. All right. So age, we can just write down old here. All right. And this is not necessarily good news at all for the character. Um, but hey, if you're old, you just have to try harder, right? Start -2 strength. Okay, so first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to backtrack and go one step back for strength, originally at 12, and then constitution was originally a 9, it looks like. Okay, so there we go. All right, so start -2 to strength. Okay, so that strength of 12 becomes a strength of 10. And -2 points of dexterity. Okay, so now this character has a dexterity of 4. Okay, that which basically is like the only class that can have a dexterity of 4 is the cleric class. Okay, 4 dexterity. Oh, never mind. Okay, add 1 point of constitution. No, I subtract 1 point of constitution. That makes more sense. Down to 8. All right. And then add 1 point of wisdom, so that 17 wisdom goes up to an 18. Age is pretty much done for now, I think. But we need to take a look at the cunningness score. Okay, so it's not explaining the rules. So I say, if I can remember this right, let me see. Yeah, -2 at middle age, and then -3 at old, and then -4 when the character is ancient. Okay. So, yeah. When this character was middle aged, cognitus went down to 6. Okay, and then on becoming old, cognitus further went down. Yeah, by 3 points. So you have a 3 cognitus. Okay. To my players, sorry if you choose the cleric. Yeah. Hold on a second. Let me see. Well, you know what? He's still a playable character. 215s. All right. So yeah. 4 dexterity. That's going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, I shouldn't laugh too much because something like a cold or something like that. Never mind. So onwards we go, and general appearance. Okay, so 10 D10. We're gonna roll a D10, and this character, actually, it is a D10, nondescript. Okay, so that means that this character will be of average height and weight. All right, nondescript. Nondescript. And is this character a guy or a gal? Of course, normally the player chooses. I'll just flip a d6. 1 to 3 equals a male. Okay. So yeah, lawful good human male. Cleric 1 of Saint Cuthbert, and then nondescript. Okay. That means that the first human. Let me see. It's on page 102 of the DMG, and it's going to be 6 feet for the height, and I'm guessing here maybe 175 pounds for the weight. We'll check that when we get to it. Yeah. All right, so onwards I go, and sanity. I thought about using a point-based system, kind of like that you find in Call of Cthulhu. But to keep it simple, it's probably just best to roll a d10. Okay. 7, indicating that this character is neurotic. Okay. Neurotic. All right. And what we're going to do here is we're going to put a -1. Okay. That's something that will come into play when you're using the encounter reaction table, which is on page 63 of the DMG. Okay. It involves charisma too. So yeah, every time you want to talk to someone, roll the dice, but that should not negate role playing. Okay. It's just like a starting point. So general tendencies. Okay, so a D24. You can simulate a D24 with a D12 and a D6. Okay, so with this D6 plus 1 to 3 is going to be plus 0, 4 to 6 plus 12, I think, yeah. Something like that. Okay, so then plus 12 or 12 plus 10 equaling 22. This guy is fanatical or obsessive. Okay, so 1 to 3 fanatical, right on. So he's an erotic fanatic. And since he's a cleric, let's give him a plus 10% XP bonus for being such a fanatic, okay? Plus 10% XP bonus. All right, so then that is done. Onwards we go. Now we're going to determine the character's personality. I like to call this section sociability. And, whoa, hold on a second. Fanatic. That's probably going to be a -1 in talk situations. Okay, so yeah, it's a negative thing in the social context. So then 6 on that D8 indicates that this character is an extrovert. Okay, and 3 friendly. Okay, friendly extrovert. Okay, so that will probably do a +1. Okay, to the talk score or the ERM encounter reaction modifier. Okay, so then friendly. Okay, so we can say that this character has the spell-like ability to cast the friends spell once per day. Okay, and there you go. On to the next table, disposition. That's the name of a song by Tool. Never mind. On a D10, I got a 1 cheerful. All right, so that's going to be a +1. And sorry, I'm doing things on a D20 scale. I mean, technically, I should be saying +5%. +5% equals +1. Okay. Anyway, so I just thought it would be easier to use a D20 instead of using percentile dice. Okay, for these numbers. All right, so +1 person. This guy is cheerful. Okay, friendly and cheerful, but he's a little bit of a fanatic. Yeah. Oh well, nobody's perfect. Intellect affects intelligence, and then 7 we have here ponderous. Okay, so this character is slow, but not stupid. All right. And if he was a magic user, then I might look into increasing the casting time of his or her spells. But this is cleric, so I would say just let's keep on moving. Okay? Ponderous. Mm-hmm. Then nature on a D6. Okay, 5 jealous. Uh-oh. All right, so that is kind of a negative thing. Jealous. And every time you level up using the system, then you can drop 1 negative characteristic. Okay, so then the next one, materialism on a D6. And 5, greedy. Okay. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm just using modifiers as +1, -1. That's it. If you want more detail, I mean, this one could be +1, +2, +3, +4, or +1 to 20 on the percentile. But yeah, it's probably better just to keep things simple. Okay, so I hope that made sense. I don't know if it did. Anyway, greedy. Okay, greedy. Yes, you can be lawful good and you can be greedy at the same time. An excellent example being dwarves. Okay, so honesty. All right. 3, truthful. Okay. Uh, Now, I'm thinking maybe someone who's truthful. Maybe this character is able to use Zone of Truth as a spell-like ability once per day. Okay, so now we're starting to get into the realm of medieval superheroes. All right. Um, what's this guy's superpower? He's friendly. Honesty. All right. So 5 average. Okay, so whenever it says average or normal, you don't need to roll that down. Write it down. Just move to the next table. All right. So bravery. Uh, okay. Where? There we go. This character is foolhardy. Okay. So foolhardy. I'm gonna say that's like a -1. All right. It's not necessarily a good thing, man. Foolhardy. This character loves to charge into melee. Okay. And with this characteristic, I assign a -1 to wisdom. Okay, so sorry, that 18 wisdom is dropping down to 17 because this character is foolhardy. Now, remember what I said before that every time you level up, you can drop a negative characteristic. So if you drop the foolhardy characteristic, okay, then your strength gets back to 18. Or sorry, wisdom back to 18. Okay, I hope that made sense. Uh, Energy, okay, on the D8. One, sloth. Oh, slacker. Okay, sloth is one of the 7 deadly sins, okay? So that's going to affect this character's age. I'll just write down here old plus 7. And they're literally, when you have an old character, there's a chance that the character will die of old age during character creation, okay, using this method. Just so you know, slothful. Mm-hmm. And I'd say, let me see. When it gets to that point, maybe, I don't know, -4 to hit points and minus 10 to experience points. That's all right, yeah. Yeah, that's good enough for now. I might fine tune those numbers later. So this character already has a plus 10% to XP, but then the -10 cancels that out, okay? And then before I forget, from the wisdom, there's a plus 10% bonus, all right? To earned experience points. When I'm thinking of energy, I think of energy drain, you know? So that's the reason for the hit points being, or sorry, experience points being affected. And slothful, -4 hit points, yeah. So you want to get rid of this characteristic as soon as you can. So -4 hit points. And that's all that needs to be noted right now. It hurts for me to laugh. But, dude, this character is a were sloth, okay? Yeah, a lycanthrope. I think they're detailed in, I don't know, man, like Dragon 42 or 44 out there. If you can't find it, let me know. I'll look it up for you. So yeah, this guy's a were sloth. Okay. This is kind of an interesting character, I guess. Maybe a little bit too deep and complex, but what can you do, right? So then thrift is how the character uses money, and then this character is mean, okay? So that's actually a good thing when it comes to paying the monthly living expenses. And I'm looking at the time right now, 24, 25. You know what the thing is that I am having a lot of fun doing this, but I'm going to delete this video and I'm going to do something more official. Okay. I should stop fucking around and get, down to the official stuff for the game on Sunday. And it's like Friday morning at what? 12:38 a.m. I should have a snack or something. Okay. So I will end stream here and